entitled Kanu Gumi Mamu and the Terrorists, a nation.
Hello everyone, welcome back to 24/7 News Buzz, your number one trusted channel for authentic updates and deep investigative stories concerning the IPOB. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are watching from around the world. First of all, we want to take a moment to thank all our viewers, supporters, and subscribers who have been standing by us, watching our reports, sharing our content, and supporting us in one way or another. Your encouragement truly keeps us going, and if you are here for the first time, please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future updates. In today's video, we'll bring you exclusive revelations and details surrounding the ongoing case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. A recently exposed video has stirred fresh conversations both online and offline, shedding new light on what has been happening behind the scenes in this prolonged legal battle. According to reports, the video highlights alleged inconsistencies, unfair treatment, and possible violations of Kanu's fundamental rights during his detention in the custody of the Department of State Services, DSS. It reveals how his legal team has continuously faced denial of access to meet with him, raising serious concerns about transparency and due process in his case. This clip also exposes the conditions under which Nnamdi Kanu is being held and what this could mean for his health, legal rights, and the credibility of the entire judicial process. Observers and human rights advocates are calling for urgent intervention to ensure justice is not only done but also seen to be done. The controversy deepens as we recall that Kanu has consistently maintained that his abduction from Kenya and subsequent extraordinary rendition to the Zoo Nation were illegal acts violating international law. Despite several court rulings in his favor, including the Court of Appeal judgment that ordered his release, the zoo government has continued to detain him, citing security reasons and pending appeals. This exposed video, now circulating across various media platforms, has reignited debate about whether the zoo government is truly committed to justice or if Kanu's case is being politically manipulated to silence his movement. Analysts have described the footage as a wake-up call to both the Zoo Nation and the international community to pay closer attention to the realities surrounding his trial. Let's sit back and watch the short video.
Entitled Kanu Gumi Mamu and the Terrorists, a nation's contrasting justice. As Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, dilly-dallies some of the complexities of his terrorism case and the controversial national discourse that has ensued after that, it is essential for us to reflect on how it is that we got to this point as a people. The Nigeria of today is a nation where evil acts, outright violence, are being treated as a tolerable product of our differences, particularly religious, ethnic, and regional ones. The seeds of this self-inflicted and self-indicting predicament were sown long ago, but the present reality is perhaps the starkest that we have ever seen. Non-state actors who engage in extrajudicial terrorist violence are frequently treated with leniency, sometimes even without an arrest, let alone a prosecution. According to the Foundation for Investigative Journalism, FIJ, in a report on April 11, 2024, the Nigerian authorities have released 2,163 former Boko Haram terrorists in 9 years, with 390 more set to be freed as at that time. These individuals, according to the report, were described as repentant terrorists. They undergo a 6-month de-radicalization program and then reintegrated into society. This is how FIJ put it, and I quote, "These thousands who have engaged in acts of terror have found a path made by the government through which they can escape prosecution." End of quote. That is instructive. Similarly, Sheikh Ahmad Gumi, a prominent cleric known for negotiating with the terrorists in northern parts of the country, reportedly warned the Nigerian military against actions that could undermine certain so-called peace deals that he has with terrorists. In a statement posted on Gumi's official Facebook, he said, and I quote, "Any attempt by security forces to engage the hardened Fulani terrorists risk plunging communities back into violence." Unquote. To further drive home the point about some of these absurdities that we now see and tolerate, there was actually a meeting with the traditional rulers and community leaders in Faskari local government area in Katsina State, with several wanted terrorist leaders in attendance, including Ado Alero, a wanted kingpin. Alero, the Fulani terrorist kingpin, reportedly stated openly at that meeting that he increased the intensity of his attacks on various communities and armed forces after operatives of the State Security Agency arrested one of his members. Unquote. He was saying this at the meeting. These quotes were reported by People's Chronicles on September 21, 2025. Now, Sheikh Gumi's stance and this kind of relationship with terrorists and bandits in the north continue to brew controversy, particularly given Sheikh Gumi's own history with negotiation and terrorists. Don't forget that Sheikh Gumi was recently deported from Saudi Arabia as a security threat, and he was barred from performing the Hajj pilgrimage ostensibly because of his pro-terrorist rhetoric and conduct. But here at home in Nigeria, it's a different story. What about the case of Bello Turji, who has been linked to numerous attacks on civilians and security personnel around the country? Despite being wanted by the authorities, Turji remains at large, and his actions continue to terrorize communities. On occasions, military onslaught against him have been perverted. All these circumstances, they raise questions about the effectiveness of our security agencies and the government's commitment to tackling terrorism and have an equal justice regime. Indeed, there are compelling questions about government strategy in dealing with terrorism. Are we prioritizing dialogue over prosecutorial justice, or is it a convoluted combination of both? The lack of clarity on the issue only adds to the confusion and frustration among Nigerians who demand equal rights and justice for all, regardless of ethnic, regional backgrounds, or social status, especially in the face of persistent insecurity and killings in our country. Now, against this backdrop, Nnamdi Kanu's situation appears to be a test of the overall national judicial system's integrity. While many Nigerians condemn Kanu's action, the selective application of justice is also glaring. In a redeeming instance, Tukru Mamu, an alleged terrorist negotiator, is undergoing trial. But this isolated case of Mamu only underscores the system's inconsistencies. It was Professor Wole Soyinka, the Nobel laureate, in a public lecture entitled When is a Nation?, who argued that a nation is continually being forged through the collective actions and pursuit of justice by its inhabitants. Put differently, what the professor was trying to say is that the absence of justice is destructive to nation building. And that is what we must say again. It is a fundamental concern that we have a justice system that operates on different standards for different people. The disparity in treatment is not only limited to individuals, it extends to entire regions and communities. As Chinua Achebe once said, Nigeria is not a nation, it is a mere geographical expression. And he was echoing what Chief Obafemi Awolowo said in the 40s. These inconsistencies in justice and governance are a stark reminder that we still have a long way to go before we can truly call ourselves a nation. And so as we move forward, it is essential to address the root causes of all of these issues. We need to examine our justice system, our security architecture, and our societal values. We must ask ourselves, what kind of nation do we want to build? One where justice is blind, or one where it is selectively applied based on ethnicity, religion, or... The answers to these questions will determine the future of our nation and the fate of our citizens. Ultimately, Nigeria's survival as a nation depends on our ability to build a just and equitable society. We must strive for a justice system that is blind to ethnicity, religion, and social status, and that holds everyone accountable for their actions. Anything less than that is a betrayal of our collective aspiration for a better Nigeria. After all, Kanu, Gumi, Mamu, and the terrorists, and all of us, we live in the same country.
As the next court sitting approaches, tension continues to rise. Many supporters of Kanu are demanding that the Zoo government obey previous court orders, while others fear that the system may still find a way to delay justice. They are also concerned about what will happen in the upcoming court dates, whether new evidence will emerge or if the case will take yet another unexpected turn. And that brings us to the end of today's update here on 24/7 News Buzz. Once again, we sincerely thank all our loyal subscribers and viewers for their continued support. If you haven't already, please like this video, share it widely, and subscribe to 24/7 News Buzz, because we will keep bringing you unfiltered and reliable updates as this story unfolds. Now, my people, let's hear from you. What do you think about this newly exposed video concerning Nnamdi Kanu's case? Do you believe justice will finally prevail in his next court appearance? What do you think awaits Nnamdi Kanu in the upcoming court sitting? Freedom, further detention, or a surprising twist? And how do you see this case shaping the future of human rights and justice in the Zoo nation? Drop your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. We will be reading every one of them. Until next time, stay safe, stay informed, and keep watching 24/7 News Buzz, where we will tell you the truth the world needs to know.